WGN investigates a spending spree in the south suburbs by an unapologetic politician.
Last fall, we detailed some of the expenses billed to taxpayers, and tonight, Ben Bradley's back with new bills and new questions.
Micah and Ray, Tiffany Henyard and her team travel in style. First-class airfare, fine dining, and five-star hotels. It's in sharp contrast to the communities they represent, which have a per capita income of $29,000 a year, and 20% of the population lives below the poverty level.
I am in the White House.
Tiffany Henyard has a taste for travel. There she is, front and center at the White House at a meeting for mayors this month.
I'm here taking care of the people's business.
It's how she travels that caught our eye.
But I shouldn't have to sit up here and break all this down.
Henyard serves as the mayor of Dalton and supervisor of Thornton Township, two elected positions that earned her more than $287,000 in 2022. But here's what happens when you ask her about how she spends taxpayer money.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
Political strife is a fact of life in local government here.
You the ones that's costing the village money.
I don't have that call. All right. Okay.
What was she supposed to shoot? You wanted her to expound? Don't drag out the meeting.
I made the motion.
As we've reported, public meetings frequently devolve into chaos. Municipal bills don't get paid. Several employees have sued, claiming retaliation. And some business owners claim Henyard targets her opponents. Tiffany Henyard's spending and self-promotion are big issues here. Her face is everywhere, from government mailings to billboards. Those signs cost taxpayers more than $22,000.
Again, the people.
Oh yeah.
She's also something of a social media star.
God chose me. You may have hired me, but God chose me.
Somebody know something. Don't nobody know nothing? Leave me alone.
I don't think she's fit to be a mayor. I think she really want to be a reality television star.
Nikita Cloud was Tiffany Henyard's chief of staff in Dalton for less than a year. We spoke with her after WGN Investigates first exposed how Henyard and other officials spent thousands of dollars on trips, meals, and more that they've refused to explain. Now, a new batch of records from Thornton Township shows the spending spree hasn't slowed. Credit card charges show that in just 5 months, township taxpayers footed the bill for more than $23,000 in restaurant meals statewide, including this upscale winery chain and this steakhouse near O'Hare. Then there's the travel. Records show township officials spent more than $67,000 on trips to Portland, Austin, Atlanta, and New York City. Many of the flights were first class. So were the accommodations. In Atlanta, they stayed at the Four Seasons, costing taxpayers more than $9,000. In New York, the bill came to $13,000 for a stay in Times Square. Nikita Cloud wasn't on those trips, but has been to many meals with Henyard and her cronies, who she says have no qualms about using public money for private enjoyment.
Over-the-top meals, lobster, crab legs. She liked the good stuff.
And when you were with her at these meals, was government business discussed?
No.
Henyard and her allies have defended the spending, claiming the trips are for conferences or to help recruit new businesses. Do you know the government purpose of any of that travel?
No, I really don't.
Chris Gonzalez is the last remaining Henyard opponent on the township board. And what happens when you ask?
Nothing. Really, just no answers.
I don't have any comment on that.
Trustee Jerry Jones was on that first-class trip to New York.
Still don't have a comment.
Sir, you're a trustee.
But once again, I don't have a comment.
We went to a recent township meeting to get answers.
Dude, Ben Bradley, how you feeling?
That's Keith Freeman. He's Henyard's advisor at the Township Village Administrator in Dalton, and he's also the registered agent of Tiffany Henyard Cares.
But there's no foundation in the state of Illinois moving like we moving and shaking, grooving like we doing. Right? That's right.
Henyard's namesake charity claims to support cancer patients and has benefited from public money, but has failed to file required paperwork showing where any of its money goes. The Illinois Attorney General is now threatening legal action.
How come you don't respond to my emails?
There you go. There you go.
Huh?
There you go. That's all you're getting from me. That's all you're getting from me today.
How come the charity hasn't filed its financial disclosures about how money was spent?
How would I know that? That's a good question, though.
A question we had hoped to pose to Tiffany Henyard, but the township meeting was abruptly canceled 30 minutes after it was scheduled to begin. Henyard was in the house, but went out a back door with Freeman in her wake.
Keith, we'd like to talk to you or Supervisor Henyard about some of the questions. You've been the township assessor for more than 10 years now.
Right.
Hey, would you call this a functional government?
Not totally, no,
Transparent?
not really.
Are you concerned about how money is being spent?
Yes.
Here's what happened when we questioned Henyard in November.
All right, any other questions?
So you're not going to answer how taxpayer dollars are being spent? That seems odd.
I just answered it. What do you mean? I just answered your questions.
You said you wouldn't answer about Las Vegas.
You asked me a question and I responded. So any other questions you may
Yes.
have?
I'll keep asking questions and unfortunately not getting answers, but I'm not going to stop.
While Henyard hasn't responded to our detailed questions for weeks, a public relations firm retained by the township emailed yesterday to say many of the meals are for seniors and community events, and the travel builds partnerships and attracts investment. The PR firm, though, offered no details. Tiffany Henyard's township office pays her well over $200,000 a year. She and her allies recently passed a law that says if she's reelected, she'll keep receiving that amount. But if someone new takes over, their pay will shrink to just $25,000 a year, a move many say will discourage people from challenging Henyard for her job.
But you're not done with this topic. More to come, right?
No, we're not. Coming up at 10 o'clock, we're going to take a look at what happens in Dalton, the town where she is the mayor. A look at the impact of dysfunction there. A former police chief and a food pantry operator say they are the latest examples of what can happen to people who cross the self-anointed political boss of the South Suburbs.
See you again at 10.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah.